Alright, we're back again. So we got magazine 23, which is Lord Aquila, the Necroquake. So it's a guy on one of those demigriff rider thingies. It's a glued together model, so hopefully we can get through this fairly fast. It seems pretty straightforward. So let's get to cutting. I've cut out the space. Number 1, we need number 5, this piece here. Number 3. And number 2, which is the tail. Okay, so this model apparently has 2 tails, which is kind of weird. So there's a mold line along the entire tail on this one. Okay, they placed this in a bit of a bad spot. Alright, I think that's cleaned up enough. These pieces should be a bit easier to clean. I think that's everything on this. There is quite a mold line down the leg there. For an animal leg, this looks very humanish. Let's just lightly scrape off that mold line. Okay, I think that model's cleaned up. I got this piece. All right. So this piece goes up the front somewhere. Not too sure where this is supposed to go. It's like in between. Like a long. Oh, okay, so that's a very weird fit. Oh, it goes on an angle. I might keep that till a bit later. Let's figure out where this goes first. So this is the underneath. Okay, so that glues on there. Okay, that makes sense. And then the tail. There's like 3 spots for these to go into. Tail goes in like that. Alright, I think I'll do the tail first. Okay, so for the tail, it's just all this stuff. Hopefully the glue will come out. Yep. It's brand new glue. Seems to be working quite well. Okay. Tail's in. Oh crap. Squished it out a bit. Okay, now it's in. Just need that to dry. Got it on my fingers. It's annoying. Okay. Now, without destroying the tail, how did this fit in? It was... Or was it this way? No, it's definitely this way. Maybe not. Okay, no, it is this way. I can't remember how this went on. How far forward does this go? Ah, okay. Okay, so that slots into that. How flush is it though? Because this model seems quite loose in the way that it fits in. Alright, so... I feel like there's something sort of slightly blocking it from closing in properly. It rotates inwards if you push it too much. I think we're just gonna have to hold it and hope that it actually stays in place. Yes, what am I gluing? Hold back base across here. Up till there. Okay. Going all this. Okay, hopefully that holds. I don't know if I put enough glue in. Let's just glue along the seam on the inside. The inside doesn't matter too much. Nobody's gonna see it. Just so long as it melts in, we're good. Where's that back leg? Okay, that should be a very strong bond. So we got half the thing done. Okay, what's next? It's the second tail and the other side of the... Oh, no, we still have this. That's right. Where did this fit in? Okay. This might be a bit more difficult because it doesn't quite align to where it's showing on the... So right there. But how far in? I think that's it. Okay. Hopefully this goes on correct. Because this is sort of a... You've got to feel the spot. I think that's on. Let's try and glue it from underneath. Okay, hopefully that doesn't break off, because that is a very daintily put in piece. Okay, so 4, 6, and 10 is what we need now. So 4. This one's 6. And 10 is the other tail. Does this one also have a mold line? Yeah, it's got a very slight mold line across the whole thing. So just shave off that mold line. And then get rid of these sprue points. That should be good enough. It's a bit rough, but I don't think it's going to matter. Alright. This one also has a mold line across the leg. Where's the other connection point? There it is. There should be one more, which I think is here. Yeah, that leg should be done. And then the head. This one's a bit tricky to actually clear out. Hopefully that will just paint over without issue. Alright, I think we've cleared that. Alright, this should be dry by now. Just the tail clips into the other tail. Just underneath. Behind the other tail piece. Okay, so it goes like that. Okay, that's simple. Great if the glue would come out. Seems to have dried on the end of it. There we go. Just one drop. Get the tail behind. Then fit it in. Hopefully that's in properly. This one's actually kind of tricky. Okay, now it's lined up. Hopefully this doesn't stick to my finger. But the tail's kind of difficult to actually stick into the spot, surprisingly. Angle it slightly that way. Let's get it flush. Alright, once that's completely dried, it might need to be scraped a tiny bit. I don't think I'll add any extra glue. Yeah, that was surprisingly tricky. It's because there's no proper point for it to stick onto. Okay, the head. I think I'll put that on after. Let's just see where it goes though. It's a bit confusing. Where does the head go? This picture isn't very useful for this. So the head goes somewhere. I don't see any points for it to lock into. Unless it goes down here somewhere. No, it doesn't line up there. I don't see where this lines up. Unless it's there. But that doesn't seem right. Okay, let's look at the photo. Yeah, the Games Workshop really didn't put a proper so that goes there. The head comes after the thing. So it's showing it as partly in this. Alright, I think I just did something there for a second. This is so confusing. Okay, screw it. We'll do the leg first. I've got no idea how that goes in. This piece just lines up. So now this piece is fairly simple. I feel like something needs to be ground down slightly though. So it just gets shoved there. So that all gets glue. This all gets glue. All across here and all up on this. Even this part. Okay, hopefully when this goes on, we might have a better idea of where the head goes. Squish those together. Squish the leg in. Gonna have to hold this for a little bit, just so it actually holds. So there's a bit of a squish fit. Because it is opening up a bit when I let go, so need the plastic to bond properly. So that's still falling out. I wonder how long it actually takes to bond. So other than that, we've just got the head to put on. Which goes somewhere. That should complete that thing, so... I think it's... Oh, okay, I see. I see now. It's a bit of a gap though. Maybe if I scrape off this piece. It sort of, where was it? It sort of rotates in. There is a gap. Okay, if I flatten that out, maybe that will let it go in properly. Yeah, I wonder why there's a gap. Is there anything else that needs to be... Yeah, I don't know if there's any way of getting rid of that gap other than just filling it up with glue. Okay, let's line that up again. So that lines up perfect. Okay, how far does that? Just that piece. Well, let's hope for the best. Took a bunch of glue in there, took a bunch of glue through here. Crap. Okay. Ah. There we go. Okay, let's glue the inside of that. Try and fill in that gap. So that side seems to be fine now. Okay, we figured out the head. So the head's on there now. Well, half the head anyway. That was surprisingly difficult to figure out. The image doesn't give you much explanation. Alright. So, got the piece, and then what else do we need? So, these legs are all 3 pieces. That's fun. Okay, so 8, 13, and 14. Sort of like, why didn't they just make it a 1-piece model for the feet? But I guess there's too much detail for it to be injection molded perfectly. There's got to be reasoning behind all of their choices. Okay, so it's this leg. So these guys are kind of like velociraptors in a way, but they're demigriffs. Alright, hopefully this is a fairly simple clean. No, there's an annoying mold line across this entire top piece. Alright, and then there's a sprue piece right on this toenail, which is a bit of an awkward spot to clean. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get that. I think there was one more. There's more mold lines along there. I don't like mold lines at all. I prefer my models to be clean. Okay. And more mold lines. Oh, there's the other sprue piece. It's a pretty bad spot. Okay, now for the toes. These parts are going to be a bit tricky to glue. Okay, at least I think they were only connected from those parts, so Cleanup shouldn't affect the model too much. But these are very tiny pieces. I have to try and not cut myself. See how small that surface is. Not sure if it's even clean enough. Maybe like one more layer off of it. Okay. So one of them goes on this side. Oh, this is going to be a terrible glue spot. Is it that one? Or is it this one? I think it might be the other side that I'm looking at. No, it's definitely this side. Just have to figure out the orientation. Oh, and I dropped it. Okay. Oh, okay, so that kind of fits in. No, it definitely needs to be cut down a tiny bit more. It's not quite fitting. I don't know why they had to make this so difficult. These tiny, tiny little pieces. Okay, I might have cut a bit much, but I think that will work. Okay, don't screw this up. Okay, I just need it to hold there. It's as clean as I'm gonna get that. It's just that toe on the side. Okay, hopefully that stays while I do the other one. Let the glue on the individual toe dry before attaching the legs to the body. Okay, if that's the case... Oh, I don't know whether I should just glue this now. Let's just test fit it. Hopefully the other one doesn't come off. Okay, so that one seats in a bit deeper. Let's just glue it. Let's go for it. Let's get it done. Perfect. Ish. There we go, now that's in. This one went in a lot better than the other one. Okay, I'm gonna leave that to the side so it dries, and we'll start on the next leg. See the poet. Hey, how's it going? We're kind of trying to build a sort of a demigriff rider type of thing. Lord Aquila. The other leg is this one. It's just a lot of tiny, tiny parts I'm trying to get done. And that is a very thick sprue. Like this one right here is really much bigger than it should be. Okay, that one didn't come off too clean. So 15, 16, there's 16. There's 2 points on this I need to clean off. And 15's there. Okay, let's clean off the toes first, just so we can get straight to putting them on the model once the other thing's cleaned. These really are tiny. Like that's how that's how small this thing I'm working on is. Okay, that one's clean. This one has 2 points. Okay, where was that second one? Okay, I think that's as clean as that's gonna get. And then for the chicken leg. Okay, so the mold line's on the front, so there's a big sprue mark. Try and get rid of that mold line as well as that sprue piece. That sprue paste is really in there. It's like invisible now, but it's like a layer left of it. Alright, that's probably as good as that part's going to be. Is there any other... I think that's it. I think we've cleaned this model. Alright, time to glue on the little toe pieces again. So that one would be on this side. The connection point on this is terrible. How does this even connect? It's literally just a knuckle piece. Okay, let's look at the other one first. The other one slots in like that. So that slots in there, that's easy to put on. But the other one, I am not sure how that's going to go. Yeah, so there, that's done already. Oh, just need to hold it in there for it to dry out. Crap. There we go. Just stay in. Okay, so that one's connected. Can't even tell that it's a separate piece. Except when you look at the bottom, and then you get the little line in between, but that one's fine. It's just this one. So it's toe sticking out. Holy crap, how does that glue on there? Let me try with tweezers. That is a really, really bad design for a glue piece. Let's see, does that line up? Where's the line? There's the lineup. Okay. So just for how bad this design is, I don't know if that's gonna... Okay, got the wobbly hands from all this. Holy crap, I can't even hold that straight. I think the coffee's gotten to me. So this literally has to, like, drop into there. Okay, the lighting's not great, but it has to, like, drop. It doesn't even clip in. It just holds in the... Seriously, how did they approve this? Okay, so it goes right there. Surely there's an underpiece of this foot or something. Okay. This is gonna be a task. Okay, so we've got the glue on. Got the toe. And, okay, toes in. But it needs to dry. Because it's such a small point, I need to like hold it there for a while. So if I let go, it's just going to come out. Okay, that is very daintily on there. Let's try and chuck a bit of extra glue over here just to hopefully mold it on a bit more. But man, is that a bad design for a tiny piece. Okay. So the foot's on now. But yeah, that definitely needs to dry. Doesn't look too bad from the top. Okay, let's not knock this. How do I even put this down without... Put it this way. Okay. So there's a head. We'll take that out while we're waiting for those to dry. 17. No, it's not a head. It's like a grenade or something. I don't know what this is. It's the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Yeah, I don't know what this is, this thing. Some weird round object. Okay, so this goes in the front, maybe? Yeah, okay, so that sits right there. That shouldn't be too bad. It says to glue this, but I think I'll glue this thing. Makes a bit more sense to glue this, because then at least all the attachment points will get glue on them. I think that's lined up. So yeah, that little ball just sort of glued onto the thing. I think that's perfect. So the next thing is the fate. So these go in over here. Question is, how do I get it behind that piece? Oh crap, I'm moving the ball thing. Okay, I need to not touch that while I'm putting this on. Okay, so it sort of goes in and turns into the leg. So which leg is this? So it wants me to glue this leg, and then the other one can glue the base area. Okay. So it in like that. If I can did it how it was. Damn it. Okay, I screwed that up. There we go. That's the one. Okay, that's glued in properly. Just wipe off a bit of that excess. Or dab it off, not wipe, because wiping causes issues. Okay, so that leg's on. That looks quite nice. Alright, and then the other leg, which is hopefully dry by now. That goes on. How does this go on? No, it goes in that way, okay. It's like a little piece I want to just get rid of in that crevice. Okay. So this just slots into this whole piece. Okay. So glue from half of this downwards and then all of the round part. And that's a bit too much glue, but better more than nothing. Alright, I think that's in. Okay, hopefully we can start building some other parts. Oh, there's a rucksack that we need to put on the back. Crap, this thing doesn't hold itself up. Okay, 18. Oh no, okay, no, there's more. Okay, so 18 and then the other side of the head. I thought we were already done with this page. Alright, we'll get the rucksack done first. Should be an easy thing to glue on. Might have cut out a bit much there, but I think that's fine. Alright, so this piece is in the back here. It's got an actual hole that it falls into. If I can find it. Right there. Okay, so if I just glue the bottom of this, it should just tap on. Let me get rid of this tiny. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's on. And then we've got the head to clean up. And then after this, we still have the guide to build. This is actually surprisingly a long process for this one model. Gotta love when the knife rolls all the way to your legs. Alright, I think that right there might be the last point. Yeah, I think the head's cleaned. So this should just drop in and get rid of that piece there. Alright, so what am I gluing? Pretty much everything in there. It's a lot of glue spots. Is that connecting on? Yes, it is. Okay. It's a lot to glue. Alright. Should be able to just find where the hole is, squish that in, and that should be good to go. Just give it a bit of squish because it is got like a tiny gap in the middle. If I let go, is it gonna open up? Maybe a tiny bit. Hold it for a bit more. But yeah, the demigriff part of this is done. If this isn't even a demigriff. Okay, I think that's good enough. Alright. down. So there's 2 more pages. Oh, so we're armoring up this thing first. Line up the grapnel and armor plates carefully before attaching. So 11. This thing looks like it would be really fun to paint. 12 is a tiny thing for the head. And 19. I think I'll clean up 19 first, just because it's a little finicky thing. When I say little, this thing is the tiniest surface to work on. Okay, so there's that part, and then there was another spot, which I think I clipped perfectly. So I think it's right there. It's like a single layer. Alright, I think that's clean. Where does this go? So there's a tiny gap in the thing. Yeah, where the heck does this thing go? Okay, I need to look at the model to see. This is not a normal thing to put on. Okay, I might leave that for now. That one's confusing. This one just drops in. So if I just... Oh, I still need to clean it actually. Okay, so if I just glue the underside of this, it should be fine. Just need to line it up, and we're in. So now there's a little crest on the head of this thing. And then 11 sits on the front. I have no idea where that rope fits in because it doesn't seem to actually have a spot. Okay, so this covers the hole here. But how exactly does it fit on? Okay, so that little nut piece should go into there, and then there's a little divot for this side. So the divot goes in there, and then this little knob goes on that side. It doesn't line up though. Kind of have to shove it in. Okay, well, hopefully I can get this on without issue, but it needs to be shoved into the model. Okay, there we go. Getting glue all over me. Okay, so the front piece is on. Little chest armor. So those two pieces are on, but I still struggle to see where this clips on. So it supposedly goes on here, but there's no... Unless it's right there. I don't know what that's going into. There seems to be... It's not even really a spot. It's... It just feels like it's holding, but like right there it feels like it's holding. No, I got no idea what it's holding onto. That's the... Does it fit like that? What's the angle of this? Oh, no, that's upside down. Okay, so it should be this way. Oh, so this has an overlatch thing. Okay. So this latches over. But where does it latch into? Is it here? Is that it? There's like a little spot that this is holding into. If I do it this, I think that might be it. It's like a little spot in there. I think that might be it. There was like a tiny, tiny little spot that hooked into. Didn't even really hook properly either. I'm looking at this and that doesn't seem to... I feel like that's not aligned properly either. There's like a piece in the... Oh no, that should be fine. It's on top of the model. Okay, hopefully that holds. Now we're going to build the guy. So 20 and 21. This has been interesting so far. Models are definitely getting more and more complicated as we're going on. $20. There's a bit of a mold line along here. Where was the other point? There it is, on his arm. Alright. Got this little thing to clean up as well. Don't know what this is. Maybe part of the other arm. I think I'm starting to get to the stage of eye fatigue from looking at these tiny models. Okay, let me just quickly put my glasses on. Just to get rid of a tiny bit of the strain. And to see a bit closer. There's a mold line along here as well. Okay, what is this wanting me to do? So it should look like this. Alright, okay. Is that front? I think it is. It's a very weird spot to fit in. This doesn't seem to line up perfectly. Flatten that out a tiny bit. So I have to sort of torque this into position. Okay. Go on there, go along here lightly. Apply a tiny bit of torque. And that's in. Okay, now we need 24 and 22. It's a very delicate piece for cutting out the sprue. Okay, that's mostly cleaned. Good enough. one's a bit hard to scrape. I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. Okay. So the cape goes on the back, obviously. So that fits in around the neck and the back pieces. Along here. It's quite a mighty cape for such a small body. And then this piece covers the front. But there's something not lining up. Bit of a line gap for some reason. Maybe I added a bit too much there. It's a bit better. I feel it's still sticking out. And it's just gonna have to fill with glue. Damn it, the thing's all dried up. Okay. And maybe just along here. maybe just chuck a bit of glue down here and we can just scrape it off later. Just to fill in the gaps. Yeah, I can just sand that down later. So those gaps should fill in with the glue. Okay, so there's a few pieces to put together still. 25. It's got like a cross bolt type of thing. That is hard to get to. I think I'll cut out the other stuff first. That is a really annoying sprue placement. Okay, there's like another layer. Okay, I think that's as good as that's going to be for now. There is a mold line across this entire part. This whole piece is a bit mangled with mold lines and stuff. And the last piece is here. Okay, what does this go? This on. Somewhere. This doesn't quite work. There's no real set set position for this. It doesn't really hold itself. It's a bit weird. I think it's because of that mold line right there. I feel like it should just lock in at one point. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to stick it there. It's probably as good as I'm gonna get it. Let's hope that stays on and doesn't drop off. Okay, what's the next pace? 28's a tiny, tiny little thing. Look at this. How am I supposed to even cut this out? It is so small. I can't even get the clippers in there. That's how tiny this model is. It's coming at an angle, maybe. This thing is so tiny. They should have already been on the model. They shouldn't have done this. That fits into his chest. Somehow. What's the angle of this? Ah. Okay, it goes the other way, upwards. Even then, how the heck does this... It's not actually slotting in. I assume it's like that. I feel like I should have done this before the crossbelt thing. Just need to feel that it actually fits in. Okay, there, right there. So it is possible. It's way too much glue. Okay, it's in. And then this guy glues into the body on this. What angle though? So it's showing that the cross bolt should go in a certain direction for the guys, for the headpiece. I think right there. I think that's it. No? Ooh, there's actually a piece on the crossbolt I haven't cleaned off. I think that is the position. Such a weird spot. Doesn't clip in or anything. Okay, check all that on. Glue all of that. And let's hope we don't stuff this up. Right there. That's where we want them. And the glue is holding, so that's good. Okay, those guys are dry. I wonder if I can scrape this down to where I want it now. Probably should have done this before I put them on. And he is moving, so that's... Okay, let's let him dry. Maybe there wasn't enough glue in there. Can glue the back end of them. Just in there. Just to glue them to the seat. There's 4, 5. Okay, I think we're on to the next thing. Hey, chaperones, how's it going? Gotta get up early for work. That's alright. We're almost done anyway. This is quite a difficult model. I don't know if I'd say it's more difficult than that last big thing we did, but it is quite difficult. Okay, we've got a little head thing to choose. We can choose which head we want. Which one is the one that they use, though? It's not the actual magazine one. Okay, so this one's just his head with the hair up. It's a 32. Wait a second. So if you do the other head, it's actually a lot bigger. So that's the normal head. But the other one with the helmet, the hairpiece is gigantic. Which makes me kind of want to use it, but I think we'll go for the normal model. And then we can save that headpiece with the hair for whatever we want to make in the future. That's on the bottom, okay. Sad I missed the build today, but there's always next stream. I think you're gonna get ready to build the biggest model in your collection. Tervagon. It's a Tyranid that births more, but oh no, Hive Queen type of thing. But yeah, the models. I mean, you at least get to see the model at its close to finished state. But yeah, the Tervagon Tyranid. So when you say biggest model, is it like actually massive? Also, which way does the head go on this? Oh, that fits in snug. Kind of. Also, this guy's still a bit loose. I don't think I like that. Looks really cool. I've only got the core of the body built, and it's as big as your head. Holy crap! Okay, that is a big model then. Sounds like it's almost the size of a Titan. Which way does his head go in? There's one spot where this guy's head fits perfect. I'm gonna find it. It's right there. The thing is, if I glue this and then I put it in and it's not the right position, I'm never getting that fixed. That's without the legs or anything. Okay, yeah, so it is the size of a Titan then. Okay, that right there I think is the spot. Alright, let's go and screw this up. I'm already struggling. I think we got it. To be fair, I feel like this head should have been painted before it went on, because that's going to be an absolute pain to get paint into. Holy crap, how am I supposed to paint this thing? Oh, this is a terrible thing to tell me. Okay, this guy's gonna remain grey plastic forever, I think. They're like 9-inch tall. This is just long. Also, the legs won't make it too much bigger. Base is 120 by 92. 120 by 92. It's a bit longer than the base for this guy. And then 92. Whoop. Okay, so it's double the width of this, and so the base is like that big. So in comparison to this thing, it's like three. It's like two facing that way and then one facing that way. And then for height, what, 9? What was it? 9-inch tall. Holy crap, that's tall. So it's that tall. That's really okay. That is a big model. Oh, it's not 9. Are you saying it's 9 foot tall? Oh, the Titan's a 9-inch tall. Okay. Really? That's... No, Titan's got to be like 12 or something. 9 seems a bit small for a Titan. Maybe the small Titans, not the big cathedral ones. Wait, so how tall is the so it does go up to 12. So how tall is the Tyranid thing? Because that does sound massive. Okay. What are we doing next? 26, 27. We've got arm parts to do and everything. So this is just the finishing touches of the model. And 29 and 23. Alright, and the only thing left is the extra head, which I might end up using at some point because it is a really cool head. Okay, about 5-inch tall from base to top of its chimney. So 5 from its... Oh, so it's longer than it is tall. Let's get that measuring tape out again. So 5 tall. Pretty much as tall as this page, and then 6 in length. So if your thing's laying on its side, it's literally going to be this big, like up until this line here. That's the length, that's the height. That is a sizable model. That is quite nice. I'm gonna have to look it up after this. So what was it? Where is it? Turvagon. Alright. It's a big bug in all 6 giving birth. 2 smaller bugs, models out of its chest. Sounds quite gross. Tyranids are an interesting faction. I actually started getting some of the Tyranids in the Combat Patrol magazine. I ended up getting the next few editions. So number 6 has a whole bunch of Tyranids. It's coming next in this. Alright, this is a Centomegon. Okay, so that's 5, and then the next models, next 2 editions are literally a 2-part just to put 10 of these together. Belly is all stretched and pushed out in different places. Starting to sound like something from Starship Troopers. It's afraid. You're building 20 of the little Tyranids. Hopefully they're easy to put together. Yeah. What is this stringy piece? It's like some weird string around my hand. Must have been dust from picking up that thing. Okay, those 2 are done, and then this piece. And then we can assemble everything and we're done model. It's all easy to assemble. 4-part models, knocked 3 out in 20 to 30 minutes. 3 out in... That still seems like a long time. It's all called termagants. And they are what the Tervagon births actually. So those are termagants. What are the hormagants? Because I was recently watching somebody react to all of the Space Marine 2 cutscenes and all that. And they started mentioning hormagants a lot. I can't remember what they were in the game. Assume they're the bigger ones. The ones with just melee hands instead of guns. Oh, okay. Are these the same? No. Okay, so this one goes on the right shoulder. Oh, I don't have to flatten that out anyway then. Okay. If these are just going to glue on. How much of a gap do I get? Oh, I might scrape it down just to be safe. Is this guy still moving? Yes, he is. Okay. So it's a very poor glue job when it comes to the character seating in the thing. Just sort of annoying. See if I can slice off a layer of glue on this. But yeah, he's not seated properly in this. I screwed up. Okay, none of that's gonna matter when it's on. How does this fit? I think maybe right there. Let me look at the image. Just need to make sure I'm putting it on properly. Next page. That doesn't help much either. I can't really tell. Termagants are the gun version. Hormagaunts are just melee. Gargoyles are the flying ones. No-gaunts are the psychic versions. Oh, those annoying things. Barbagaunts are the heavy gun version. Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to chuck glue on and hope this works. Kind of okay, but there is a bit of a gap. I'll glue the inside, maybe that will help out a bit. And then the other arm piece. That fits in flush. Why doesn't the other one? Okay. They're all the Horde part of the army. They all look like the same base bug with slight variations. That is true. They pretty much all look the same, different sizes. Okay, so that one fits in well. Yeah, this guy is not seated in very well at all. I wonder if I can actually pull him out. With enough prying, I could pull this guy out of his seat. I don't particularly want to at the moment. Just need this guy to actually glue down. Damn it! Glue it! Glue it, damn it! Why is everything screwing up on me on this model? There we go. That's where the model is supposed to sit. Okay. But the Trevagon will buff the shooting of the Termagants and will add more models back to the units if they are nearby. So do they just produce new units, or do you require units to die on the battlefield before you get new ones? I know Necrons have like a ability for bringing units back from the dead. Okay, this one's going to be a very iffy glue. Just going to have to hold it in place. Come on. Why does it feel like this guy's arm's completely melting off? Crap, okay. Okay, I don't know if I've screwed this one up. How does he hold it? He holds it outwards like this. Okay, I think it's good enough. It's very poorly glued on, but hopefully it holds. It will add more models back to units if they're not full strength, so basically like Necrons. Sadly, though, it's only up to the unit start size. They're only adding models, so you have to wait until certain troops from the group die before it... Okay. 23, what does this go? Does it go in front of? What the heck does this go? Yeah, this model has a whole heap of stuff that I'm not sure if it actually fits in where it's supposed to. Let's see. So that sort of hooks into... That hooks in underneath his armor. I should have put this on before the sword. Okay, so that right there. Let's see if I can... I don't know how this is going to glue in. It's going to be another tedious glue point. Okay. So, looks correct. When there spawns more, it doesn't heal. But a meme list I want to make. At some point it's called Floor is Bucks. You take the next max number of gaunts you can. 121. Is it a bucket of dice for each attack? So I know there are memes of people playing like orcs or whatever and having like an entire bucket of dice. Okay, right there. And that's a glue on right there. Okay, I think the model is done. It's just not perfect. And it could fall apart in any second. Because the glue's on points that shouldn't be glued. I can just dab a tiny bit of glue in there. No, his sword's too close to the... Yeah, I think I've put this together slightly wrong. Maybe if I just recess this a tiny bit more. Okay. I have no idea how this thing would actually get painted at this point, but we've put it together. So, really this should have been painted before it even got put together. With the way everything covers everything. I don't know how people do painting with models that are intact. So, this is Lord Aquilor. Aquilor, probably, is the pronunciation. So it's got like a bear skin, or yeah, like a bear hide. No, not tunic, what is this? It's not a cape, it's a cloak. It's got like a bear skin cloak. They can only shoot 1 or 2 times instead of orcs 3 to 6 per model. That's ridiculous. So yeah, this guy just has this cross bolt type of thing, and then a sword. I'm not too sure how well this model's been put together. He's fairly close to the image. Very small brushes and a steady hand. Very true. Let's see. Let's kind of, the sword's maybe a bit out of place. But yeah, I don't know how you get paint in those. I swear these guys would have painted it before it even got put together. Actually, let's look at the painting guide, because they've got a painting guide specifically for this. So, how to paint. So to paint the legs, that do the base brush. Retributor gold, undercoat. Make sure it's in the underside of the model. Inspect the model carefully for the undercoat. Let's see. Okay. So once the undercoats are done, it should look like that. But I want to know how they get into the crevices. So to paint the face on this. Oh, that's okay. They painted his face. They did a gold undercoat on his face for some reason, and then they just painted white. Like, why? Unless, oh, okay. So that's them accidentally painting the face. They accidentally painted it. Okay. We haven't got enough paints yet for this to actually paint the face, but it will be interesting to to see how they end up doing it officially. Seeing as he's supposed to look like that. So there's still 60 to 120 shots. Yeah. Either a long thin brush or a thinned out paint that flows into the cracks. A single hairbrush. Maybe. Just a single hair. Okay. That took 2.5 hours? What? It feels like we've only been going for like maybe 1.5. I can't believe that took 2.5 hours just to build this little. I mean, the model that we did the other day, that took 3 hours straight, I think. So it was only an extra half hour on this. But this felt more difficult than the other one, other than the other one having issues with fitting in. I'd send you a picture of my gaunts if I could. Alright. Could probably eventually set up like a Discord or something. But at the moment, I don't really have any accessibility for YouTube. Like actually talking to people other than like this. Yeah, maybe I'll set up a Discord for this. So that's why you love building models. It's so much fun. What, the time consumingness of putting everything together. I do actually enjoy this. It's kind of therapeutic. But yeah, there's our guy. The tail seems to have dried on properly, but he's still very... Because he's only on this thing by his stomach. Well, not stomach, like torso. It's glued in. But I don't think there was enough glue, because he's loose in the thing. But yeah, that's the model for today. Which should, when it's flat, because he needs to be glued onto the thing. He doesn't stand by himself. But it'll be, yeah, lifted up on the leg. I suppose if I really wanted to go out, I could get a bigger base and then put a rock under this foot, so it'd actually be like on a thing. But yeah, that's it for today. So, was it you that had the I don't think it was. I don't think it was you that was considering building a tank. What was it? Wait till you get into painting or decorating the bases. I actually really like painting. Like, I've done nothing. Like, as I've shown many times, I've done the base coat, 3 coats. And I followed along the exact way that they wanted me to, which was just using this brush. This brush is horrendous for doing base coats. It takes so long. But I'm adamant to stick to the magazine's way of painting just to start out. Oh, so it was you. So are you building the tank, or was the Tyranids your secondary faction that you were thinking? Or you were gonna buy like a second faction, or was that somebody else that was gonna buy a sec? I'm confused now. So yeah, flamethrower tank for the Sisters of Battle. But yeah, 3 base coats. This took me a long time to base coat. There's like a whole bunch of them. I really like the Retributor gold though. Oh, Retributor armor. This guy's a bit dusty. So all of these are the new ones. So you decided to do that instead of the tank. Okay. Now, what else do I have? I guess I could bring it. I've got like all my models and little things everywhere. This surprisingly survived away from dust being in there. Yeah, it's like a... What's it called? Killers, Crawl Boys. Yeah, it's from the Crawl Boys. There's like a little goblin down here, and like one of the other hobgrots. If I can get that to actually, there we go. And like the hobgrot's literally pushing his head in to pull one of these out. I found that kind of funny. And then on this side you just have a cranker. It's just cranking the thing back for the orc to actually shoot it. The cool thing is this actually comes out. Not going to do it now because it will be difficult to get back in, but it does come out. My third model I painted was a Space Marine that I got from the small intro box. Gives you 5 paints and 10 models. Spent 3 hours painting them. Was that to completion painting? I mean, I suppose Space Marines would be a bit easier to paint, seeing as they're just one major color and then just the livery, as it's called. Alright. I just realized, okay, I've got like another model that I did a while back, and he's really... he doesn't even stick together. There. There's quite a few cool models at the start. Yeah, these are really... My building game must have been really bad back then. Either that or I have these slightly open so I can paint them separately. I might have done that. So priming to finish took you 3 hours. Was that for a single Space Marine or was that for all 10? Also came with like a little bird on that one. Because I think this one's supposed to have that as like a pet or something. That was one. 3 hours for... Okay. You're not giving me much hope for my painting hours in the future. No, I'm gonna have to move this out of the way. I've literally got a box of little crawl boy goblins and stuff. Don't know if I can angle that up without dropping them all. Yeah, they got like a little... It's even got like little rune thingies carved into it. Yeah, it's amazing how many models you get just from the magazine. What else is there? I've got like little... I've got pieces hidden everywhere. What is this? This is like a little demigriff. Wait, are these to scale? I think these might be little demigriffs. Because those two are the same creature. This must be a baby demigriff or something. That doesn't seem right for the size scale. Ah, okay, I decided not to put this guy together because he would be hard to put together, hard to paint otherwise. This guy's got like a little, like crown, well not crown, but like a little headpiece thingy. Wait, is this all? Oh, it's all one piece. Okay. So this guy, I guess, comes with a little demigriff. But going by this guy's height, and this guy, they are the same height for like person, so that demigriff must just be a tiny baby demigriff. If it is a demigriff. Wait, no, so 3 claws, 4 claws, no back claws. These might be different animals, actually. These might actually be different, just because the claw amounts. Because this one's more like a bird, and then this one's more like a lion. And the tail's similar, but not quite the same. Oh, okay. Yep, I think I figured it out. So these must be demigriffs. They've got like paws more like this. So this grows into that, which makes a lot more sense size-wise. So this is a baby one of those. Whereas this guy is gigantic in comparison. And he's got wings on the... So that must be a demigriff. And then these would... Unless these are demigriffs? I don't know. I've got no idea. All I know is that I've got a couple of monsters. Just going over the top. I was doing every little bit of detail. I did some paint to the cracks by hand. Before you know what washes were. Sounds like me when I was doing doing these guys. I was like taking forever trying to get every single spot. Fastest model I've painted was a Necron from the intro to 40k. Painted him a week ago and took me 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes to do priming. 2 base coats, glowing accents, and a wash. Also 30 from start to finish. I know almost nothing about Age of Sigmar. Same here. To be honest, I'm not very knowledgeable on most of the Games Workshop stuff. I am more of an aesthetic enjoyer than a lore. Like, I love the lore, but I don't have the library in my head of all of this stuff. There's bits and pieces I gather, but retaining all that knowledge is quite a bit. Okay, so that will be our next model on the next stream. Might get him done and then work on the building. Is there anything else I have? Not really. Yeah, I just got a few more Cruel Boys pieces and that's about it. I was looking at the Age of Sigmar magazine you have and it's not available in the US yet. So, This Age of Sigmar magazine's actually 3 years old for the US, 2 years old for Australia. So unfortunately, this one's already gone like a while back. And yeah, the 40K magazine finished up for you guys. Well, I think it will be finishing up now, but when it started, it was like a year ago. Australia gets everything late by like a year and a half. So, unfortunately, you can't get this magazine anymore. But there is a new one coming out soon. It's apparently called Spearhead. Actually, I think you guys have it available at the moment. Let me just look it up. Spearhead magazine. United States. Oh, you've got to register for... Yeah, a registration for it to come out. So, Spearhead's the next one. This is the current one. I think in the UK... Oh, there's an Australian option as well. I'm gonna put my email in for that. United Kingdom... Okay, so it's out in the UK at the moment. Oh yeah, that's right. I had a look at this. I wasn't too impressed with the special models. Yeah, Stormbringer, the old magazine, which has quite nice models. But yeah, I looked at the special models for Spearhead and I wasn't really impressed. The ones for this were interesting, but we couldn't get them in Australia. Yeah, I think the US is halfway through their 40K magazine at the moment. I managed to get the premium edition for the magazine. It's the first one we've had in Australia where we actually get the premium. And literally a week and a half after I subscribed, they sent out a thing saying there's no more subscriptions to the premium models. Because they ran out of product. So, yeah. Warhammer's in high demand at the moment. Anyway, thanks for coming along, chaperons. You came in and stayed, surprisingly. I thought you were going to sleep. Yeah, I was looking at the list, and other than the living tree model, none of the other ones looked interesting for the list. Yeah, there's like a giant thingy in there and some other stuff, but yeah, that didn't really interest me. I think I will get the bait, like the actual magazine though, because it's got Lizardmen. I think that's the main reason why I like it. So what do we got? We got... Yeah, there's Lizardmen in there. There's a bit of Skaven as well. They're only smaller armies though. You don't get a heap. Yeah, it took a 3-hour nap today, so I'm having trouble going to sleep. I'm probably keeping you up. Looks like there's some Elven faction stuff in there as well. So pretty much everything that Stormbringer didn't have is in Spearhead. But yeah, hopefully you can get some sleep. Yeah, that'll be for me for the stream. I think I'm done. I've been going for 2 hours 49 minutes. So again, for anyone viewing, there's the model we completed. Yeah, but I don't think it's the Daughters of arcane elf. There's chaos. There's chaos warriors in there. What the heck is that? There's like a flying shark. Let me bring up the photo. Actually, there's a flying shark in it. Where's my mouse? It's a window capture. Okay, so looking at this thing, how do I zoom into this? Whoop. This is so janky trying to do this. This thing here is like a flying shark. I don't know what it is. Yeah, what I'm interested in is, yeah, lizardmen, mainly. There is a Sylvaneth, I think. Yeah, small Sylvaneth army. Whatever these are. They seem like a human chaos team, that one. And then over on this side you have actual chaos. Wait, no, over here. Over here is the actual chaos team. So you get some chaos warriors, chaos knights, and then a bit of Skaven. Not sure what those things are. Nurgle? I think that's Nurgle. With some flying. What are they? Pox somethings. Not sure what these things are in the back. There's like a big. Wait, surely not. Is that what I think it is? Is that over in the corner? Is that what is it? Tomb Kings? Nehara? That looks like a Tomb King. Or it's undead. It might just be undead. Yeah, it might be vampire counts or something. Undead. I don't know. Be interesting to see. Lizardmen and Sylvaneth are the models that you're interested in. It's about the same for me. Well, I'm not too interested in the Sylvaneth, to be honest. I kind of prefer just the main wood elves. 2 undead armies here. Those on the bottom left. Also, is that undead? They look alive to me. Also, that one right in the middle, that looks like... I'm not sure what that looks like, actually. I don't know if Warhammer's done a thing on it yet. Because Warhammer usually comes out with what all the models are in each of the editions well before it's actually out. Then they update it as it goes along in case anything changes. Maybe bottom right. Bottom right's chaos. That's full on chaos at the bottom right. There's a goblin faction. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's probably going to be an interesting magazine to get. But yeah, thanks for coming along. I'm going to end it here. Just so I can actually go and do stuff. Most of my day's already been used up. Yeah, thanks for coming along again. You seem to be the main viewer at this point. Had one other guy come along, but he said one thing and then he left. Yeah. Thank you and enjoy your sleep. Wait, just remembered there were two: the actual undead army and then amalgamation models. That sounds interesting. But yes, have a good sleep, and I guess I'll see you in the next stream, whenever that happens. Hopefully in 2 days. Trying to keep that consistent. Yes, thanks for coming, and see ya.